Hello, welcome back. Today I want to talk about video games, but don't leave just yet. I know what it sounds like. HBO recently had a show called The Last of Us. That was considered one of the best video game adaptations of all time. And it was a great adaptation. The adaptation was faithful, it was well acted, it was well designed, it was scary, it was intense, just like the video game was. But even at the end, I felt like there was still something missing, and I couldn't really understand why, because the series did things almost exactly as close to the video game as possible. And in the event where it didn't, it added a lot more to it. And I started thinking about television as an art form, and I started thinking about music as an art form. An album has sound, a painting has colors, a movie has a mix of both. But I think that what The Last of Us TV show did was lend a lot more of a prestige element to the video game. And one of the things I think that people are missing about video games as an art form is about touch. You can poke and you can prod and you can jump and you can move and you can pick up things and you can destroy things, or you can just sit and watch a beautiful sunset.
Was that everything you hoped for?
Jury's still out. But man, can't deny that view.
Sometimes you're the character, sometimes you're in the character's shoes, but with The Last of Us, this is their story. So anything you do pushes them forward. But the thing that really made it prestige was its story and its atmosphere. You'd find little notes in the world about people who have lived and people who have lost. You'd get to see what movies people were interested in, people that were so close to saying goodbye, the first days of the outbreak. And you only got to learn these things if you poked and prodded at the world. The more you poked and prodded, the more you found hidden in the world. And it's really hard for television to sort of capture these kind of moments of curiosity that you have while you're in the game. The more interested you were in the world, the more interesting the world became.
Shit, you're gonna go in there?
I want to see what we can find.
You're gonna find my body when I die from a heart attack.
Don't worry. I got this.
Usually towards an end of a video game, you've gone from being in the person's shoes to being the person themselves. You've equipped yourself with all the power-ups, you've put on all your favorite clothes, you've gone past the point of no return, and now the character who is now fighting the final boss is the character you have built out to be. So in The Last of Us, when, spoiler, that decision is extremely difficult and heartbreaking. And you spend all of these hours in this world and you come to this moment where you don't want to do something, but this is not your story. This is their story. And you have to push it forward. Because it's easy to watch Top Gun, and it's easy to put on an album, to spend 40 hours in another person's shoes and go through heartbreak and go through grief. And you go through all of these things and you see all of these worlds and you jump over all of these bridges and you fix all of these friendships, go through exhilarating fights, moments of character, and at the end, you've come away with these experiences and you run into people that don't play video games and you can't share these experiences, and it's sort of like having a one-way, one-sided joke with yourself. You know, God of War is about being a father. Red Dead Redemption is about, can you spend your entire time doing good deeds to forgive yourself for being a bad person? And then The Last of Us Part 2 is about forgiving those who have trespassed against us. And I think I wanted to make this so that I could explain how some video games shouldn't be belittled, they should be celebrated, and they should be experienced. There are games out there and there are experiences out there that can be really helpful towards your life. And it could be really helpful to see what you end up doing when the cards are on the table and how you feel about it afterwards. So go play more video games.